host of the Gridiron.
Fourth and goal to go with the 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Yeah, this one was kind of like floating around there, like Mr. Milton there. The Giants, they need, could use a quarterback, right? I mean, unless they're going to take, Sanders or something like that. But it's kind of like, almost regardless, okay, of who the quarterback was going to be, they were going to have to sit on a sideline and learn, right? Maybe develop, learn the system and all that stuff, right? And everything, right? I don't even know. Number one, Cam Ward falls to the Giants at number 3. I don't even know if he would be put him right. He'd be sitting on the sideline for a while, right? The same thing with Joe Milton. I mean, he's floating around, all, and unfortunately, well, I don't know. You don't know, right? But he's going to be a Cowboy, right? So we'll have to wait and see how he does. But they got him for possible, future starting quarterback. Once again, possible for relatively cheap, right? I think it was a 3rd round, a 5th round pick, something like that. So, but all right. So Joe Milton won't be a New York Giant, but he will be a Dallas Cowboy. Patriots deal the 2024 6th round pick to the Giants NFC East rival. So, I mean, once again, it's also might be kind of telling you something a little bit, right? Because what did Jerry Jones do a couple of years ago, right? He traded for Trey Lance. Well, how did that work out? So, we'll have to wait and see. Many New York Giants fans have banged the drum this offseason for the team to acquire Joe Milton from the New England Patriots as a potential quarterback of the future. The only thing, the thing is now is if they did, something's got to give, right? If they draft another quarterback, they got 4 of them. They can only keep like 3 on the roster. They would have to put 1, on the practice squad. And if that's Tommy Chicken Cutler Parmesan, there's a good chance he's going to get picked up. Because he's won some games. He's got some experience, and he's won some games. So whoever they want him throwing on the practice squad might want him getting plucked up. So if they draft a quarterback, they're not putting a guy in. Right? Unless they draft a quarterback in the 7th round from Chuck E. Cheese State. Right? They might put him on the practice squad. But I mean, if Tommy Chicken Cutler Parmesan goes on the practice squad, there's a chance he might get scoffed up. Well, see, the Patriots had traded Milton to the Cowboys along with a 7th round pick in exchange for a 5th rounder. Milton, a 6th round pick for the Patriots a year ago, will now back up Dak Prescott with the Cowboys. Dianna Russini reported that multiple teams were interested in Milton. The Giants were reportedly one of those teams. Jordan Schultz said, "My understanding is since Joe Milton became available at the start of the offseason, teams that showed interest included the Raiders, the Eagles, the Giants, the Steelers, and the Cowboys." Now, the Raiders need a quarterback, the Giants need a quarterback, Steelers need a quarterback, and the Cowboys could use a backup quarterback. Now, the Eagles, I guess, for a backup quarterback, I guess. Right. So the Patriots are trading quarterback Joe Milton III to the Cowboys. Milton opened eyes in Week 18 by completing 22 of 29 passes, 75.9% for 241 yards and a touchdown as the Patriots upset the Bills. New England, though, drafted Drake Maye, number 3 overall last season, and he is their quarterback of the future and the present and the future. Milton played collegiately at Tennessee. His arm was never in question pre-draft, though. he could do the things any NFL quarterback needs to do. Here is Greg Cosell's scouting report on Milton before the 2024 draft. Milton was likely to be a polarizing prospect as NFL teams evaluate him and envisions his transition to the next level. Milton ran one of the purest versions of the air raid passing game with an emphasis on no huddle, fast tempo, widespread formations, and pure progression reads. The quarterback is not taught to understand the subtleties, and nuances of specific defenses and coverages, and a high percentage of the throws are predetermined. So, so you got to keep all this stuff in mind. There will be significant questions and discussions about whether Milton has or can develop the needed elimination and isolation traits needed to work effectively between the numbers and the hashes. Can Milton throw with needed anticipation and timing? That question needs to be satisfactorily answered. Teams must determine whether he can throw with any sense of timing and efficiency into tighter zone windows. Tennessee's passing game featured a high percentage of predetermined throws, and Milton's 2023 tape showed numerous examples in which he threw to the wrong receiver based on the coverage. But that was the play call, and he threw it. Milton will have to be introduced to NFL passing concepts and progressions. You will also see defensive fronts and coverage structures that will be brand new to him. So, once again, guys, obviously running around, and there we go. Running around is one thing, and in some of these college schemes and stuff like that. In the pros, things are a little bit different. So a guy can look really good, right? I mean, I can't remember the guy's name. There was a guy who played. I can't remember. It was back in the '90s, I think it was. He played for Houston. College. I think he threw like 74 touchdown passes one season. I'm like, 74. Just this guy's a Hall of Famer. He got drafted and he sucked. So once again, some guy, he can. A lot of guys can throw footballs. Hard to believe, right? A lot of guys can throw footballs, but throwing a football in college and sometimes throwing a football in the NFL is two different things. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Milton apparently has a gun. There was one of the throws that he made in the game last season. It was just like, what the heck was he? He was like scrambling, running, and just before I think he scrambled out to his left, and it was out there, and just before I think he was going to get nailed, he plumbed the ball into like 20, 30 yards down the field, whatever it was, into the end zone to a tight one. The guy caught it. And, oh man, it was, just cannon for an arm. Really, really a cannon for an arm, like I said. But once again, doing stuff like that in college and doing it in the pros is different. I mean, because when stuff is predetermined for you, we're going to run this, and that's the receiver you're going to throw to, right? When you're dropping back, and all of a sudden the coverage switches, and you're like, oh man, I don't know who I'm throwing, and you only got 2-3 seconds at the most to get rid of the ball, and you got guys trying to rip your head off and all that and everything. It can be quite different, right? Once again, not everybody can do it. If everybody could do it, we wouldn't have a quarterback shortage in the NFL.